Welcome to Coffee English, where we explore English not just as a language, but as a bridge to your most authentic self. Right now, as you listen to these words, something extraordinary is happening. Your brain is not simply processing English vocabulary or grammar rules. No, something much more powerful is taking place. You are connecting with a global network of hearts and minds that spans every continent, every culture, every dream imaginable. This episode will revolutionize how you think about your English journey. Not because I will teach you complex grammar or advanced vocabulary, but because I will show you something that changes everything. Your voice, exactly as it is right now, with your accent, your hesitations, your unique way of seeing the world, this voice is not a problem to fix. It is a gift the world desperately needs. Today, we explore why your English story matters more than perfect pronunciation. We discover the science behind authentic communication and why the most successful English speakers are not those who sound like natives, but those who dare to be genuinely themselves. This episode will help you build unshakable confidence, expand your emotional vocabulary, and most importantly, trust the inner voice that brought you to English learning in the first place. So settle in, because this journey together will change how you see yourself as an English speaker forever. Here is something that will surprise you. Researchers at the University of Chicago found something amazing about people who speak multiple languages. These people make better decisions. Not just different decisions, better ones. When we think in our second language, our brains become more careful, more creative, and less influenced by strong emotions. But here is the interesting part. This advantage does not come from perfect grammar or native-like pronunciation. It comes from the experience of expressing yourself in another language. Every time you look for the right word in English, every time you pause to think about how to say something, your brain is building new connections that make you more creative, more understanding, and better at seeing solutions others miss. This means your English learning journey is not just making you a better English speaker. It is making you a better person. The pause you feel when speaking English is not weakness. It is your brain becoming smarter with every word you choose to speak. Many English learners live in what I call the perfectionism prison. They believe they cannot speak until they sound exactly like someone from London or New York. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect accent, the perfect grammar. Meanwhile, their voices, their unique perspectives, their stories, their contributions to the world remain locked away. This is not just limiting your English progress. This is limiting your entire potential as a human being. While you wait for perfection, the world misses out on your ideas, your solutions, your way of seeing things that nobody else can offer. Let me share what researchers have found about real communication. A study in the Journal of Cross-Cultural Psychology showed that people connect more deeply with speakers who accept their language identity rather than those who try to hide it. Your accent does not create distance, it creates trust. Your unique way of expressing ideas does not confuse people, it makes conversations richer. When you speak English with your natural accent and your own way of thinking, something wonderful happens in the listener's brain. Special brain cells activate differently than when they hear normal, expected speech patterns. Your real voice literally wakes up more areas of the listener's brain, creating deeper interest and stronger emotional connections. This is why the most memorable TED Talks are not given by people with perfect accents, but by people with authentic passion. This is why the most successful international businesses are not run by people who sound exactly like native speakers, but by people who bring their unique perspectives to global conversations. Your English voice is not broken and waiting to be fixed. It is unique and waiting to be shared. Here is what successful, multilingual communicators understand. They trust their inner compass. They know that communication is not about sounding like someone else. It is about expressing their truth so clearly that others can feel it. This inner compass has 3 main directions. First direction, authenticity over accuracy. When you speak English, your goal is not to be grammatically perfect. Your goal is to be genuinely yourself. Research shows that people trust speakers who are authentic more than speakers who are technically flawless but emotionally distant. Your story, told in your voice, with your perspective, creates connections that perfect grammar never could. Second direction, connection over correction. Every conversation is an opportunity to build bridges between hearts and minds. When you focus on connecting with the person in front of you rather than worrying about making mistakes, something beautiful happens. The other person stops listening to your grammar and starts listening to your message. They stop noticing your accent and start noticing your passion. Third direction, contribution over conformity. You did not learn English to blend in. You learned English to stand out, to contribute something that only you can contribute. The world has enough people who sound exactly the same. What it needs is your voice, your ideas, your solutions to problems that others have not even noticed yet. Your English story in the global heart. When you speak English, you join what I call the global heart, a community of over 2 billion people who use English to share dreams, solve problems, and create possibilities. This community does not need another perfect speaker. It needs you. Consider this. Every major innovation in the past century came from someone who thought differently, who saw possibilities others missed, who dared to express ideas that had never been expressed before. Many of these innovators were not native English speakers. They were people like you, people who brought their unique perspectives to global conversations. Your accent carries the wisdom of your culture. Your way of thinking brings fresh solutions to old problems. Your hesitation before speaking shows you care enough to choose your words carefully. These are not flaws to hide, they are gifts to share. Scientists have found something amazing about multilingual brains. When you switch between languages, your brain develops better thinking flexibility. This means you become better at seeing multiple solutions to problems, better at understanding different perspectives, and better at creative thinking. But here is the key insight. This benefit comes not from perfection, but from practice. Every time you speak English imperfectly, every time you make a mistake and continue anyway, every time you express a complex idea in simple words, you are training your brain to be more innovative. The most creative people in the world are not those who speak one language perfectly. They are those who speak multiple languages courageously. Today's phrase is one that every confident English speaker should know. Trust your inner compass. This expression means to rely on your own judgment and intuition when making decisions, especially when others might disagree with you or when the path forward is not clear. We can use this phrase in many situations. For example, when choosing a career path, it's important to trust your inner compass. She trusted her inner compass and moved to another country to pursue her dreams. Sometimes you have to trust your inner compass, even when everyone else thinks you're wrong. This phrase is perfect for your English journey because it reminds you that the most important voice to listen to is your own. Not the voice that tells you your accent is wrong, not the voice that says you need to sound like someone else, but the inner voice that brought you to English learning in the first place. When you trust your inner compass in English conversation, you speak with authenticity. When you trust your inner compass in English learning, you focus on what truly matters, connecting with others and expressing your truth. Remember this phrase, use it, live it. Trust your inner compass, and your English will become not just more fluent, but more powerful. As we near the end of our time together, I want you to think about something. You chose to listen to this episode today. You chose to spend your precious time learning English. That choice came from somewhere deep inside you, from a voice that believes you deserve to be heard, that believes your ideas matter, that believes you have something unique to contribute to the world. That voice is your inner compass. It brought you here, and it will guide you to exactly where you need to go. The world is waiting for your English story, not a perfect version of it, not a version that sounds like everyone else. The world is waiting for your version with your accent, your perspective, your way of seeing possibilities that others miss. Here is your challenge for this week. Have one conversation in English where you focus completely on being authentic rather than being perfect. Share an opinion that matters to you. Ask a question you genuinely want answered. Tell a story that only you can tell. Notice what happens. Notice how people respond not to your grammar, but to your genuine presence. Notice how your confidence grows when you stop trying to be someone else and start being the best version of yourself. Your English journey is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more fully yourself, with the power to share that self with the entire world. Thank you for joining me today on Coffee English. You have spent this time investing in your future, believing in your potential, and taking another step toward the person you are becoming. Remember, you are not just learning English. You are developing the voice that will shape your future and perhaps change the world. Every word you speak, every mistake you make and learn from, every moment you choose courage over comfort, these are building the bridge between who you are now and who you are meant to become. Your inner compass brought you to English learning. Trust it to guide you forward. Trust it to know that your voice, exactly as it is, matters more than you can imagine. Until our next episode, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep trusting the voice that knows you belong in every conversation, in every room, in every corner of this English-speaking world. This is Coffee English, and you are exactly where you need to be.